Good evening, meteorologist Zach Gilday here. Just hopping on, doing a quick update because we've got some things happening. We've got dangerous heat moving in for us, and we have now Hurricane Debby, which is about to make landfall across the Gulf Shore. So I'll show you that in just a minute. But just in case you missed that 10 p.m. newscast, I am on here showing you what's going to be happening this week. It's going to be a hot one. The past couple days, actually, that humidity it's been cooperating, but that's going to be changing. So we're going to be seeing that heat's making its way back in. Dave, good evening. I see your comment there. It is around 11:08 p.m. So hopping on here a bit late. We had the 10 o'clock newscast after the Olympics, and just thought I'd hop on here. Maybe people missed that show. So again, right now it's pretty warm. And will things cool down? They're actually going to be going up. I do think that Dave, things are going to be getting a little bit hotter out here. So here's Fort Smith 83. Notice how that humidity that is starting to increase a little bit. Dew point is at 67. Last night at this time, that was a little bit lower. Now here's the Walmart Amphitheater. No concert tonight, but there will be some later on this week. We're in the 70s for some. Fayetteville 73, Rogers 80, Harrison is at 74. So definitely one of those nights we need to have that AC on. We're seeing dew points in the mid 60s, and that humidity that's going to be increasing this week. So here's that temperature trend. Again, we're going to be in the 90s tomorrow, upper 90s for some. Tuesday, it's going to be a little bit hotter. That's Northwest Arkansas. Now, the River Valley, that's going to be a little warmer. Notice how Monday we're approaching 100. I think Tuesday we are going to be in the triple digits. So definitely we're not really cooling down for us. Now that moisture content, and that's going to be working its way back in. Monday, mid 60-degree dew points. So really not all that horrible. But we're going to be seeing Tuesday, that moisture content increasing a little bit. Notice how we have the dew points really increasing over here because there's going to be a frontal boundary moving in, and along that boundary, the dew points kind of pool up, and that's what's going to be happening later on during the week. So once we hit around Wednesday, late Tuesday into Wednesday, those dew points are going to be in the 70s, and that's definitely going to feel a little bit different. It's going to be hot and humid, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. I think tomorrow there might be a heat advisory for some, but I think that's going to be more widespread for Tuesday and Wednesday. So here is the satellite radar picture for us. It's looking pretty quiet. Yeah, great comment right there. Check on your elderly neighbors. Yes, it's definitely going to be one of those weeks, another hot summertime week for us. It is mainly clear right now, and as we expand the view, we can see a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico right now. It just upgraded to a hurricane. That is Debby. Earlier during the evening, it was a tropical storm, and then around 10 p.m., it got upgraded to a hurricane. So if you know people in the Florida area, the Georgia area, South Carolina area, make sure they know about this storm. You can see it right there. That red polygon, that's actually a tornado watch. And I've been tracking the high heat and cooling mega Doppler, and you can see there was a couple of tornado warnings earlier during the day. Right now, nothing is tornado warned, but there is some flooding concerns. You can see that circulation just offshore, and tomorrow it's going to be making a landfall. So again, that is the radar right there, and sea surface temperatures are definitely going up. So what that means is hurricane is going to be strengthening. And I was reading the chats from the National Hurricane Center, and the shear environment is favorable for intensification. So definitely warranted that hurricane upgrade. Definitely. So yeah, the water's warm, the shear is low. I was just looking up a few things. That's why I was kind of coming in and out. Now here's that latest information. Wind speed now 75 miles per hour. Moving north 12 miles per hour. And again, Category 1 hurricane. Notice how this track is going to be taking it up into the Florida Panhandle. And tomorrow, Monday, it's going to be making a landfall. It's going to weaken a little bit as it enters the inland areas, but I think it might intensify even more as it kind of goes back out to sea. Now, notice those time frames are kind of getting a bit jumbled in there because it's really not going to be moving all that much. I can show you where it's going to be going. If I can go in here and just move these a little bit. Because bottom line is by a Friday, it is still going to be in the South Carolina region. So definitely it's going to be moving slow. So Wednesday, it's going to still probably be impacting Georgia. It's going to be a slow mover because there's really no steering forcing for this storm. And there's still a little bit of uncertainty once this makes landfall on what the storm does. So here are the spaghetti models. Notice how it's pretty confident landfall across the Florida Gulf Shore in the Panhandle region, and then it's going to make its way up into Georgia, and then it kind of diverges a little bit. Some models have it. Some models even have it going west. Now, those are the outliers. I do not think that's going to happen. I think it's going to make an easterly track and then move up the Carolina coast up into Virginia. I think that's what's going to be happening. And they've been saying historic rainfall is definitely going to be possible. So notice how we're at the top of the scale, 12 plus inches of rain in the pink area. So Georgia, South Carolina, that's where the catastrophic flooding looks likely. So if you know people in the Florida Panhandle area, they're going to be dealing with that storm surge and even up into Georgia and South Carolina for that. And the heavy rain that could bring catastrophic flooding. So again, Georgia, South Carolina, up into North Carolina, even Virginia, seeing some of that heavy rain. So, even though the category is only a one, still high impact event for that part of the country. Now, all this mess will stay east of us. And I see the track. But what about the backtrack? Yeah, Lisa, some of the models have it doing that. I really don't think that's going to be happening. You were talking about some of those outliers that get going west. I definitely don't think that's going to be the case with this storm, and I will show you why in just a second. But for us tonight, it's going to be pretty quiet. It's going to be mainly clear and warm tomorrow, back in the 90s. But I think Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be a little bit hotter. Now, here's why that hurricane is not going to make a westerly track because we have this high pressure ridge overhead, and that's going to block it from coming near us. So we can see this big dome of high pressure right here. That is going to keep that storm well to our east. And it's even going to strengthen Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe moving a little bit westerly, but I don't think that hurricane is going to make a westerly track. I think it's going to go out to sea. Probably get picked up in that jet stream later on during the week. And for us, it's going to be hot. And as far as rain chances, I saw your comment, Roby. Any sign of rain in our future? Really not expecting a whole lot of rain for us here. Again, the GFS model shows a little bit of rain. The European model has been keeping us pretty dry, and so does the Weather Prediction Center. So this forecast has really zero accumulation of rain over us throughout these next 7 days. So yeah, not really expecting rain. I do anticipate this drought to be getting worse. Now, right now we're in the abnormally dry condition. I think that some areas might enter that moderate drought because I think for at least for Drake Field, around 3.5 inches below average for the year. So we could use the rain for sure. And here's tonight again, mostly clear, slightly warmer. People wondering about the storm surge. I see your comment, Lisa. Yeah, let me get that up for you. I can show you that for a second. There it is. So stand by on that storm surge. There we go. Let me just So it's definitely going to cause some impacts for us. And yeah, sorry about the bad news. Sorry about that news about the rain, the lack of rain. Again, here's tomorrow's forecast. Plenty of sun, dangerous heat, 96 to 100 degrees. And here's that 7 day. So again, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, those are the days where the heat risk is going to be the highest. So dangerous heat. And then we're seeing a little bit of relief there. Notice how we have a boundary moving in. I think those dew points will drop off Friday. Temperatures will be going down to around average. So definitely not as hot as we close out the week. But to start the week, it's going to be pretty hot. Check out Tuesday and Wednesday, 103 and 104. So yeah, that is definitely some significant heat. So yeah, just thought I'll hop on here, update you on the latest hurricane track, and show you that heat. It is 11:19 p.m., so feel free to ask any questions. I know we're live on Facebook right now and YouTube, so um, just in case you missed that newscast, big stories are that heat is building back in for us, and we have been tracking now Hurricane Debby, and during the morning hours, Josh Rugger will have all the latest on that, and then during the evening, Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff and Meteorologist Peyton Langford will bring you all the latest on the tracks and impacts that Hurricane Debby is going to be happening. But as of right now, um, pretty quiet. Should be a quiet night for us. I hope everybody is enjoying the lower humidity because it's going to be ramping back up for sure. Just let me give you one last look at that hurricane. You can see it right there. It's pretty heavy rain with this storm system. Definitely a little bit of strengthening. Yeah, I definitely noticed it too. Yeah, mowing today was miserable, hot, and everything was so dry. Just there was dirt all around. Yeah, definitely things are looking a little bit less green than they were a couple weeks ago. Because really, we haven't had a whole lot of rain for us here in the Northwest Arkansas area. But again, the water's warm, good environment for strengthening, and that's what happened at 10 p.m. Central. The storm was upgraded into a Category 1 hurricane. You can see it right there just offshore, wind gusts 90 miles per hour. So those are some substantial winds with this storm that's going to be going inland tomorrow. So keep in mind that the storm is going to be hanging out through Friday across that area. So definitely bringing the rain. And again, those tracks that make it going west, I don't think that's going to happen. I really think it's going to hang out across the South Carolina area, Georgia through around Friday, and then eventually get caught up in that jet stream. Hopefully, that jet stream takes a dip down south, then kicks it out to sea. That's what the GFS was doing. And here's that rain. So again, historical rainfall possible across the East Coast there. So definitely, we're going to be watching that. But until then, I give you one last look at that 7 day, showing our forecast. Really, no rain. I did put a 20% chance Thursday and Friday because there is going to be a boundary moving in Tuesday, and then it's going to kind of hang out and then move north and move back south. So there could be a shower or two Thursday and Friday, but I definitely would not count on it. I would count on that heat though, and then a little bit of relief by Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I see your comment right there. So when's the next cool down? Next weekend it's going to be actually feeling pretty good, especially in Northwest Arkansas. The week will start hot, but notice how we definitely see relief by next weekend. The humidity that's going to decrease, and I think it should be feeling a whole lot better by the weekend for us. And then beyond that, I think it's going to be staying pretty average. Might get a little bit hotter, but till then, hopefully we can get a little bit of rain and cool us down here. But yeah, Roby got a 6 a.m. wake up call. Yeah, I hope you get a good night's rest. And I think I'm gonna sign off. It is 11:23 p.m. Hope you all have a good week.